Okay.
Okay.
Good evening. The development of technology and economy make our lives more convenient, but at the same time, it also make us become more and more selfish and indifferent. What shall we press? What shall we criticize, or just act as a silent onlooker? That's what my story tells about. Tonight I will introduce you my artwork, 2D animation named Waiting. My story is, my animation is a story in which a lonely hero and other sorts of people take shelter from rain at a bus stop. With the rain become more and more heavy, uh, characters trickle into the narrow platform because of rain. They crowded each other, and eventually the hero is squeezed out of the platform, and the cake in his hand has been knocked over. The people in the platform are completely indifferent, but only one child, only one little boy cares about this. And suddenly comes galloping down the street. All the people in the platform uh, are splattered with mud, but fortunately, the hero and the little boy do not suffer it because they are walking to a garbage to throw away the broken cake. I put several characters with different personalities and status into this limited space to create more conflicts. Through these conflicts, to emphasize the dark side of ugly side of human nature through its exaggerated acting performance. Um, in this film, I hope to express an idea to my audience that although there are many unreasonable, immoral happen in our society, but don't be easily blinded by this negative phenomenon. We can also find some touching things in some hidden places. Um, I think one of my favorite film, Modern Time, I think it also expressed the same idea. Um, this film influenced me a lot because there's no dialogue in the whole film because Chaplin thought that using funny and exaggerated body language was much more better than using dialogue. So his influences, there's no dialogue in my whole film. Um, Animation is a very visual form of communication, which in some instances no dialogue is needed. I'm a 3D animator. Previously, I always focused on the realistic of my each frames to try my best to maximize the realistic effects and details to my audience. But now I pay more attention on the genre, story, and the performance of characters. Um, so now, why I choose traditional animation? Because I think characters in 2D animation can do more exaggerated acting. So that's why I choose traditional techniques. Another reason is that pencil can keep my unique style. Here's the character design. The particularity of animation itself determines that this art form is good at portraying characters, especially personality. It is not easy to identify a person's characteristic in our real world But in animation, we can through the design of the job, body shape, um, body shape, and brush stroke, color, acting, and so on. It's much easier to identify a person's personality. In this film, the characters are set as a labor athlete, student, noble woman, a boss, office worker, and a model. Put different people with different status into a little platform to create irony is my main device. The inspiration to create it comes from a series of events which occurred in a bus stop when I was in China. Um, After I made up my mind to create it, I started to observe the people who are waiting for buses and near on the ground for a whole week. Then take some valuable notes and sketches. That's really important for creating this animation. I believe trivial and common things are the best way to get ideas for creation. Here is recently I'm working on discovering some abstract manifestation to reveal people's mind and personalities in animation film. This hero lives in a room with a full mirror of words, so there would be infinite reflections in the room. Like this, the four mirrors around this cube, so there would be infinite reflections in the mirror. The hero doesn't want to see repeated selves anymore, so he decided to break the mirror and escape the room. But at that time, the reflections in the mirror began to move and to try to stop him. After a fight, he succeeded to break the mirror and escape from the room. The biggest challenge is that I'm trying to use new materials, new techniques, and camera language, which I have never attempted before. It's exploration. I think to be a graduate student, I don't want to keep copying and imitate typical Disney and Hollywood storyline again and again. So in this process, I'm trying to explore my own style and my own storyline. That's my presentation. Thank you.